providing resources and comfort to caregivers. This is Caregiver Crossing.
Hello, everyone. Good day.
So sweet.
Welcome to Caregiver Crossing, and thank you for being here. If this is your first time joining us, let me tell you that Caregiver Crossing is a show that is brought to you by Joy's House, Adult Day Service. It's presented in partnership with Cardon and Associates. We, as in me, Terry Stacy, Tina McIntosh.
Noah Taylor.
Well, I wanted you to say
Yo.
yo.
Yo. That's
And Noah
how we
Taylor.
roll.
We, as a very happy family, right here with you each and every week, and we talk about all things caregiving. And hi, friends.
Hi.
Hi. Can I say something quickly? It'll be so fast. I promise not to
Yeah,
take
yeah.
away.
Take your time.
But so I had the honor of once again calling bingo for the Teal Basket Bingo
Yes.
game night. Which benefits ovarian cancer research and all that they do and support, and they're wonderful. And they're called OVAR Coming Together, and I'm telling you, they are an amazing group. We had a sellout like we usually do. It was a fantastic night, but I got to meet a lot of husbands whose wives, not a lot. That's extremely. I shouldn't have said that, but I've got to meet a couple gentlemen that. Their wives are gone. They lost their battle with ovarian cancer, but they still continue on supporting OVAR Coming Together. And what I had to remember in my brain was there are many, many young and old male caregivers for their wives that I oftentimes forget about. Those that are fighting battles. Sometimes in my head I see a caregiver as a middle-aged woman.
Interesting.
But I know that's not right, and I have to remind myself. So I just had met some amazing people, some strong men, and sometimes we forget about, the men that are caregivers too, of all ages. So everybody, thank you for coming out. You raised a lot of money. Pam Faber was there. Pam Faber, one of the co-founders. You know that name from Faber's v. Window, but one of them that founded this wonderful mission. And the first time I ever heard about ovarian cancer was from her, and telling me about the things I needed to be aware of. And nobody else had talked about that with me.
No, and Pam's wonderful, and she is such a voice and advocate in the community.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Thank you.
Well,
ovariancancerin.org if you're looking for some help.
thank you for doing what you do.
Yeah,
For
thank you
I
bringing
so
love
attention to
much,
these
Terry.
things.
I love every bit of it. It's great groups, and I just have the best time with them, and I love it.
Well, and you're right, though. The men, I think, often get overlooked when it comes to caregiving. And we find that more and more men are caring for an aging or disabled, someone living with a disability, loved one who's a female often. And so
I forget, and you've brought
hats off
us
to
some
them.
great men that I went down my memory lane and brought us some amazing men that walked that journey of caregiving.
Well,
So I was glad to have that reminder in my brain when we think about who we're talking to, who's listening to us. Sometimes I like to picture them in my head, and now I do.
interesting.
Right? Everybody can be a caregiver.
Yeah, that's for
Do
sure.
you think of men or women when you're talking?
I think I try really hard to. I think for me, it's a little hard because I do know that the majority of caregivers are middle-aged women.
Yeah.
But anybody can be a caregiver. So I think
Yeah.
it is a good thought that we're kind of encompassing
Yeah.
everybody.
I
here.
think I forget when we're recording, or like when we're in studio or recording, I forget that other people are listening.
that we
So
have
I'm
a few
actually
thousand
just-
people listening.
I'm just talking to the two of
Yeah.
you.
yeah.
Yeah.
We're a
Anyway.
very intimate group, and all of us, and those that you are listening, and we appreciate every one of you for tuning in every week. It's called Caregiver Crossing, and I know that you guys, Joy's House, you're doing something very special that can sound a little intimidating coming up on May
Yeah.
20th.
I was going to say, hold on, because we're going to put two words together that it may just make you take a moment, but it is the Death Café we have coming up on here in a few days, on May 20th.
Yeah. Yep. Just in a few days on Wednesday.
A Death Cafe we're hosting it at Joy's House in Broad Ripple, and it is a very, very, it's a chill time together. Like, it's just a relaxed gathering. We talk openly about life and death and everything in between. We've got some conversation starters, and I've had more people that have told me they didn't want to come because they were uncomfortable talking about death and dying. and then they left feeling different. Noah, you've got...
I was going to echo that exact sentiment. I think when I first started working here, I was very intimidated about we do death over drafts as well, where we invite people out to a bar and drink a little bit before you have to talk about death. But I was very intimidated by that. I was scared to talk about my loved ones that have passed. But after that, I just...
Or the idea of you dying.
Yeah. My loved ones dying, me dying, and having to talk about it. But after my heart was so full, and I was just really excited to go to the next one.
Yeah, it's just cool. I actually have my death deck here in front of me. You want to? I know Noah's got some questions.
Yeah. A death deck? What in the world is this?
So I would love to explain what the death deck is.
What is that?
We use, for our events, for our community events about death, we use something called the death deck. And it's a deck of cards that have a lot of different conversation topics.
Where do you find something like this?
Can't tell you.
No, it's actually a secret.
Online, but this is my own. I carry this one around just for conversation starters.
They're conversation starters.
All right, so here's one. What is the number one item on your bucket list?
Oh my gosh.
Number one item on your bucket list.
For me personally, right now, it's getting to visit Ireland. That's my number one on the bucket list.
That's a good one. Honestly, it's just to get to tomorrow.
Well, let's work on that.
Yeah, let's...
At this stage, I really am just like so grateful for every day that comes before me that I try not to wish hard. I just,
You know what? Set your expectations low.
I'm like, this is, I swear to you, and this may sound so strange, but I'm truly just so happy the day that I get. You know, that this is good enough.
So maybe it's this day to the fullest.
Right. I have had look how much fun I have every day. I work in radio.
I mean, you're happy with your life.
Happy. I don't need to go anywhere or do anything.
Here's another quick one. This is a deep one, my friends. What celebrity suicide had the most profound impact on you?
Oh my gosh.
Robin Williams for me. Robin Williams, because I think he was a light in this world, and I was so sad to hear that it was suicide. I believe it was Lewy body dementia that he had been diagnosed with, and then it's like there's so much life that is still left to live in there, and so that one was hard for me. But
I would say, and you're talking about them taking their own life, or just one that passed away.
Well, Catherine O'Hara would be if it was just a passing.
Yeah, I would pick that one too, or John F. Kennedy Jr.
All right, here's another. We would normally talk about more of these at Death Cafe, but if you were cremated and you were going to sprinkle your ashes anywhere, where would it be? Quickly, go.
Number one, Lake Michigan. That's where we scattered my dad's ashes, so I want to be there too.
That's a good place. I would say the Indianapolis Motor Speedway.
Yes, you would.
That's a good one.
All right, so we've got to go take a break. We'll be back. To take a break. But again, May 20th, just show up here at Joy's house. What time is it?
It's 6 to 7:30, but if you'd like to find more information, please visit our Facebook. That's Joy's House on Facebook. And you're listening to Caregiver Crossing, a show designed for family caregivers and the people who love them. Caregiver Crossing is brought to you by Joy's House in partnership with Cardon and Associates. With 20 communities owned, operated, or managed in the Midwest and more than 40 years of senior living experience, Cardon and Associates provides residents with the best senior living options and personalized service. Visit cardon.us for more information and to find a community near you. Stay put, everybody. We'll be right back with more Caregiver Crossing right after the break.
You're listening to this podcast, so I know you've got a curious mind. Here's a helpful fact you might not know yet. Drivers who switch and save with Progressive save over $900 on average. Pop over to Progressive.com, answer some questions, and you'll get a quick quote with discounts that are easy to come by. In fact, 99% of their auto customers earn at least one discount. Visit Progressive.com and see if you can enjoy a little cash back. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. National average 12-month savings of $946 by new customers surveyed who saved with Progressive between June 2024 and May 2025. Potential savings will vary.
Central Indiana. Wish TV is now live on YouTube TV and Hulu Live, offering more hours of local programming than any other station. Search for Wish TV or look for CW8 on both YouTube TV and Hulu Live to find us. Watch local news, sports, and lifestyle shows live from Wish TV. You can still catch Wish TV free over the air or stream it live on wishtv.com and on the free Wish TV mobile apps. Wish TV, available in more places for the latest news, weather, and sports.
River Crossing. I'm Tina McIntosh, and Noah Taylor is with me here.
Hello.
Hey.
Good morning.
And we have a special guest today. His name on formal documents is Michael Kaminski. We're going to call him Mike. Mike, we're so glad you're here with us.
Oh, thanks for having me.
And Mike has spent years helping people navigate these big decisions during these really uncertain moments. And if you're listening here, you've had those too. We know what those look like. And there's the insurance world for him, and now Oasis Senior Advisors, excuse me. And after guiding his own loved ones through a lot of different care decisions, he brings a personal understanding to the families he works with every day and helps them sort through options, ask the right questions, because too many of us ask the wrong ones, I think, and feel more confident about what comes next. And so we're happy to have you here and to learn more about what you do with Oasis Senior Advisors. And you're the president and CEO here in Indianapolis, correct?
Correct, yes, for the Oasis Senior Advisors Indianapolis franchise, yes. We're a nationwide franchise.
Okay, fantastic. And if you were sitting in front of a kindergarten class and you had to explain what you do for a living, how would you explain it?
The nutshell version is we help seniors and their families successfully navigate the complexities of aging, and we specialize in helping them find the right senior living solutions. And we do it all at no cost to the family or the senior.
It's incredible that can even be done. Noah, you look like you have a question.
I did. I have a million questions, but I love this service because I know being in the midst of being a caregiver, you're overwhelmed with so many things, and just having that resource to guide you in the best possible place is amazing. And I know that you've actually spent decades in insurance work. I'm curious if that has helped you at all in this role.
It has, especially with being able to provide a tough message compassionately and with empathy. Because during my insurance claims career, you're usually dealing with a catastrophe scenario where something has happened wrong with the home, or an auto accident has happened and people are in the hospital. So to be able to explain coverages in a way and carry it through with the empathy and the compassion in your voice has really helped me. Also with developing excellent customer service skills. I've learned your job goes a lot easier if you simply answer your phone and return phone calls.
Oh, that's a grand concept.
Yeah, it's amazing how much happier your life is.
Well, and just doing it with the empathy and the kindness, I think, is huge, because, we're talking about families who are caregiving or on the brink of caregiving and maybe looking ahead, and it's overwhelming.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, do you see people who come to you and they just say, I don't know what to do, and they're so overwhelmed that sometimes they're just stuck, like they freeze?
Absolutely. Fear is a big part of that, and it's the fear of the unknown. And that's where contacting an Oasis Senior Advisor comes in handy, because we've been through this, usually with our own families and obviously with other clients that we have. So we know the options that are available to them and for them. We work with them to find out what their needs are, and we help them set up options, different plans A, B, and C. If they want to stay at home, we help them stay at home. If they're looking for someplace for their senior to, say, get some care during the day, we can refer them to vetted referral partners that we work with, such as Joy's House, to get them to the right place.
Yeah. I know being professionally doing this for 26 years at Joy's House, and then personally doing this with my own family, it's amazing to me. I felt like a plumber with a leaky sink. It's like I really could have used to have called you and said, hey, help walk me through this, because it's hard. And so families find you, they're utter chaos most of the time, and a lack of understanding. They're probably, fear shows up as anger a lot, right?
Oftentimes, yeah.
And they always say that underneath anger, there's another emotion. There's fear, there's sadness, whatever it is. by the time you are done working with them, how long is that normally?
It can vary. Some clients I've worked with now for over a year, they're just not ready to move, and they just want to, sit on things and think about it for a while. And others, it's an immediate because a crisis has happened, either a fall or a stroke, and they're working with a social worker or case manager and said, going home probably isn't going to happen. They're going to need some therapy and probably someone around most of the time. So it varies.
Yeah.
And we meet the clients where they are.
That's what I was going to say. You mold to what they need, it sounds like.
Absolutely.
And at the end result, if you were like, okay, here are my measurables for a successful relationship with a family, like what are those for you?
Kind of difficult to get a measurable in my industry, but for me, and the true reason why I do what I do is just to see their expressions change when they realize it's going to be okay.
That's beautiful.
And they've found a place, or they have recognized the solution or a path, and you can just see it just drip off of them like rain. That's why I do it.
And what you can't see, as you're listening to the show, is that Mike's emotional when he's talking about it. And I really like that. I mean, I can see the joy it brings you to help people. And that is everything in this business. Because if you really, at the end of the day, if you don't care about the people, you shouldn't be in it. You shouldn't be working with aging adults. I mean, so thank you for, Mike Kaminski is his name. And we're grateful for you. He is the president and CEO of the Indianapolis Oasis Senior Advisors. And so at the end, it is that emotional release that you see the families go through. And it is also very much the, I now know everything's going to be okay because I have these things in place and I know where I'm living.
Exactly.
And I know if there's a next step, if they're at home and they're like, okay, my next step will be, medical care 24/7 somewhere, then you've helped them kind of lay that out, a path for them, if you will.
Exactly.
Love that.
And we don't just leave them once, they've found the place. We remain with them throughout the entire process. If they run into questions or something comes up even after they've moved to assisted living, or, thought the home was going to be their end place, they can still reach out to us at any time.
And that continuous connection is so important. I imagine if I'm a caregiver, that I'm going to be very overwhelmed by the choices. Where do you see that families usually get stuck in the process of making a choice? Or do they ever sometimes choose a place too quickly just to say, it's over with, let me get this taken care of?
That can happen. Unfortunately, in the digital space, if they go online and type in their information, that information oftentimes gets blasted out to every community in a certain mile radius, and then those communities converge on whosever information was input at the time. So they're getting all these calls, texts, and emails and things of that nature, and a lot of those communities wouldn't even be potential fits. And that's where Oasis really comes in with the initial free consultation. Like I said, our entire services are free. So
it is so overwhelming to get those texts and calls, by the way. I've made that mistake of putting my information when my dad was alive, putting information in, and then all of a sudden my phone was blowing up.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I'm in this industry.
Yeah.
But I was kind of like, time out. It felt, is vulturistic a word?
It should be, if it's not.
And I get it. I understand why. And there are many of those communities I love and I respect the work they do.
Right.
So it's not about that. It's just like, man, in that moment, it is easy to implode.
Yeah. And they're already going through a very stressful situation. And then all that contact all at once makes it even worse.
Oh, it is so much. We're going to have to take a break, but Mike's going to stick around with us. How do people get a hold of you?
You can go out to our website or Facebook, Oasis Senior Advisors, Indianapolis. That's the same address for the website, or you can contact us via phone. It'd be 463-269-7050.
All right.
Excellent.
We've got to take a break. Will you stick around for another segment with us?
Absolutely.
All right, wonderful. You're listening to Caregiver Crossing, a show designed for family caregivers and the people who love them. Caregiver Crossing is brought to you as a service of Joyce House in partnership with Cardon and Associates. At Joyce House, we believe that everyone deserves to live their best life regardless of their abilities. Learn more about our adult day and caregiver support services by calling us at 317-254-0828 or by visiting joycehouse.org today. All right, stick around. We'll be right back with more Caregiver Crossing right after the break.
We're back on Caregiver Crossing. Tina McIntosh in studio with the one and only Noah Taylor.
Hey there.
Hey. And Terry will be back with us momentarily. But we're also here with Mike Kaminski, who is the president and CEO of Oasis Senior Advisors here in Indianapolis. And Mike is really making a difference in the lives of families that are caregiving and looking for what comes next for them. And so I know in the last segment, you mentioned a couple times that services are free, and that feels too good to be true. So how is that possible?
Well, at Oasis Senior Advisors, we work with the assisted living, independent living, and memory care communities. And what we do is we work out referral agreements with them. So if a family should choose to move into one of those communities, we're paid a referral fee, from the community. So they'll never get an invoice from Oasis Senior Advisors, the family or the senior.
Incredible.
Ever.
But you can't, I mean, I'll just ask a question. Can you be bought?
Absolutely not.
Okay, just want to make sure.
Absolutely not. In our referral agreements with the communities, we specifically state that they can't upcharge our customers, which is a big myth that's out there. They have to offer our clients the same pricing, incentives, and things that they're offering to the public. So there's no upcharge for working with us. It really is a true free service.
It's really an incredible business setup. I mean, it's for the good of the family in the end. And so here's a question. You are in and out of facilities and spaces consistently with families. If you were to give, I don't know, 2 or 3 tips to our listeners of things they should be looking for, let's just say they're not working with you and they're going in, what are things they should be aware of?
Something to be aware of is the staff stability and longevity. That's one of the big things, because then you know the folks that are working there enjoy what they're doing, and they're doing it for the right reasons. But that doesn't mean that if there's some turnover that it's a bad thing.
Right.
Ask that secondary question. Okay, can you explain why there was some turnover? Can you let us in on that kind of story?
Yeah, and don't be afraid to ask those questions, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I've heard a lot of families have siblings who maybe have differing opinions.
What?
Like my own large family, the estranged brother that we talk about that comes in from overstate to help with care. How do you balance what a family wants with what their loved one actually needs, especially when maybe those family members aren't exactly connecting?
To have the entire family involved, absolutely. However, whoever has been granted the power of attorney is the person that's in charge. And a lot of times, family feelings or wishes of the senior can go against what is actually in the best interest of the client or the senior themselves. And that's where that POA person has to stand up.
Yes. And I feel like we have to say that louder for the kids in the back, right? Like, if you're not the power of attorney, you can have a voice, but you don't get the final say.
Absolutely.
I have a situation in my own life where I keep saying I was leaning in for a while to help care for someone. Now I'm leaning out. And leaning out is harder than leaning in, but it's not my decision at the end of the day.
Exactly.
Whatever's happening with my loved one, I can have an opinion. I can share my perspective. I don't get the final say. And that is so, if you're not the POA, man, you got to lean out.
Yeah.
You lean in and help.
But
lean out and let the POA do their thing.
Absolutely. And it's okay for you to ask for understanding of their decision.
Ooh, ask for understanding is a nice way to say that.
Yeah. I mean, just help me understand where we're going. That's all.
I'm writing that down. Ask for understanding. Okay, Noah, I know you had another one.
So when families first reach out in real life, is it a clear path, or is it really different for each individual about what their path might be?
Yeah, it's different for everybody. Because everybody's in a different stage, and you're dealing with the wishes of the senior and what the best interests are for the family. And what a lot of family members don't understand is being a caregiver and being a family member are 2 very different things. And when you're trying to do both, that creates a lot of stress, whereas you wouldn't think it does, but it does.
Do you see some of these places, Mike, that you go into? Again, you're hearing the voice of Mike Kaminski, who is the president and CEO of Oasis Senior Advisors here in Indianapolis, and we'll get his contact information in a moment. Noah's keeping us honest on time because I forgot to set my clock. Do you go into some of these facilities and think to yourself, yeah, I could live here?
Oh, totally. I've already contacted my wife and let her know, hey, I've already got our place. We've got it set up.
They're like, some of them are like college dorms for older adults, and I am there for that.
Yeah, it's like an all-time summer camp. They have happy hours 2 to 3 times a week. They've got movie day. I mean, they go out on excursions. They see ball games. It's incredible.
It really is incredible. I think we're building the future that we want. And so, I want to know where those places are. I'm 54, so I've, one more year I can do it, right?
Yes, you can.
Soon.
I'm actually not going to yet, but I could if I wanted to.
Yeah.
It's really not a bad thought. All right. And then how do you help people figure out how they can afford these things long term?
We're not financial advisors, but we can get them in touch with folks that can help with that, absolutely, to make their money last as long. The key is to find out that information early. If they feel they're going to outlive their nest egg, there's things we can do and get put in place so that Medicaid and Medicaid waiver become available for them and they wouldn't have to move. That's key.
Yeah. Yeah. And then for caregivers listening right now, they're trying to do everything on their own. What would you want them to know about asking for help?
It's very simple, and don't be ashamed to do it.
Right. Drop the pride.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes we don't ask because we have pride or we feel stupid. Maybe that's another thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay not to know the things you haven't done.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
Ask for help. So if you're looking to get in touch with Mike and his team, you can do that at Oasis Senior Advisors, Indianapolis. Both that's your website and Facebook.
Correct.
And Facebook, I hear that's where you sing and dance on your videos there. What I've heard.
I have posted some reels, but no singing and dancing.
How we doing, Noah?
Yeah, I did actually have one more question. So I am thinking a lot about a lot about how hard the moments are and how your team really is connecting with these people who are going through these moments. Is there anything that you've learned about yourself or other families about how they deal with these really hard moments?
That's a really tough question, Noah. I don't think I have the right answer for that, but I've learned it's better for me to listen and pause. And
I think that's a great answer.
I think that's a perfect answer.
Because usually there's more behind it, and if I just keep my own mouth shut, you get what they're actually looking for in the end.
I think we can learn a lot by active listening and keeping our mouth shut for a second and really trying to understand what people are thinking, especially as they are going through these ultra hard times.
I agree. Yeah, it's amazing what people will say if you give them space to use the words.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah, I bet. I know you said you're not a financial planner, but I feel like now you are an undegreed financial planner and probably have a little bit of a therapy degree in there without knowing it.
Well, when you're helping people through insurance claims, there's a lot of that goes on too. So it just carries right over to what I'm doing now.
I'm sorry, I just fell asleep. I can't. I just can't with the insurance. I try. I'm so grateful there are people like you who understand that and who have worked in that area. I just am not one of them. All right, I know Noah's got a sheet out. That means we're wrapping up.
It is time to take a break.
Mike at Oasis Senior Advisors, Indianapolis, Mike Kaminski and team there. Thank you so much for the work you do.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for having me.
You're listening to Caregiver Crossing, a show designed for family caregivers and the people who love them. Caregiver Crossing is brought to you weekly by Joyce House in partnership with Cardon and Associates. We're here every week to bring you support, education, and hopefully a good laugh. Visit joycehouse.org to connect with us, hear past episodes, learn more about caregiver support resources in the community, and much, much more. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with more Caregiver Crossing right after the break.
Don't let high golf rates drive you out of bounds. Save big with the Wish TV Great Golf Club Card.
Central Indiana's largest golf club card membership is back for the 8th season with more courses than ever before. Save over 75% on tee times at 27 Central Indiana golf courses. All you need is the Wish TV Great Golf Club Card. Cards are valid for the entire 2026 golf season.
Great courses, great savings. Score your Great Golf Club Card today.
We're back on Caregiver Crossing. Tina McIntosh, Terry Stacy, Noah Taylor. We are in the Joyce House studio, and we're closing out the show. It's that time. Hey, listen, we just got a new report from our friends at AARP, and it says that in Indiana, family caregivers provide an estimated wait for this, Indiana family caregivers provide an estimated $16.1 billion in unpaid care each year.
Each year? Each year.
That's amazing.
$16.1 billion of unpaid care each year in Indiana alone by you all.
I'm going to be honest, I can't even fathom like what that number is.
Did that surprise you, Tina?
Yes, it really
That
did.
number? Did
that
you
number
think it was
has,
higher or lower?
Well, I knew it was going up because of our age groups going up, but 16.1 billion. And here's the part where I have an issue is unpaid family care, like unpaid. So most of these people are either receiving assistance from the government, but not enough to get through, or they're also working, or they're raising families that are younger. And so we wonder why that they are mentally ill. We wonder why they are feeling isolated and screaming out for help and don't know where to turn. It is ridiculous. And that includes about 1.1 million Hoosiers that are caring for adults. And so it's just...
What do you think is the answer to that? What would be...
That's a good question.
What would make this better?
So I think there are some things that are bigger than what we can do here at Joy's House or in this room. And that has to do with the influence, the advocacy that we can do at a government level. But the part of the problem I have with that is that governments were not created, our government in the States was not created to solve all of the problems. They were helped to kind of give bumpers, if you will, right? And so for us to say, well, why isn't the government doing more about that? I'm not sure it's the government's job all the time. I could argue kind of both sides on that. I know that for us at Joy's House, I can't give you all the details yet, but we are getting ready to do something really big for family caregivers. And it is a big collaboration with other people in our network. And so stay tuned. We will share more about that actually next month. But
I think caregivers would like to hear some good news,
right? We want you to know,
Yeah.
we want you to know you're not alone. I mean, even this radio show, Terry, let's be honest, we started this about 15 years ago together.
Yeah.
Did you ever think that thousands and thousands of people would listen every week to caregiver topics?
I didn't because there wasn't anything like it. And I didn't know because, again, at that time, it was kind of a silent
No one knew what
job
caregiving
that
was.
you had.
Well, here's the deal. Like when we talk about caregiving, we're talking about people helping with meals and transportation, medications, bathing, dressing, appointments, like everyday life. And so at that time when we started, I was just being a daughter or I was just being a wife.
Right.
I wasn't a caregiver. Like that is somebody else.
And we've talked about this time and time again, and that, when you become a wife or a husband or a spouse or whatever it is, if you just feel like that's part of your job, you don't realize that you actually fall under also a caregiving role. And you do.
You do. It's no different than like when my kids were little, I was we always joked like I was the limo driver or the taxi driver. I was the mom and the taxi driver. So, a lot of you who are caregiving, a lot of us, I should say, but we're also handling medical or nursing tasks that would usually be done by healthcare professionals. But I think a lot of it, Terry, also has to do with as we see healthcare professions decline, less people going into them, we have to step up and do some of the stuff maybe we normally wouldn't do. And the reality is, I've said it before, it gets old to hear, but if you're new here, by 2030, it is anticipated that we will have more adults over the age of 65 in our nation than we will have children under the age of 18. So I'm 54. Who's going to be caring for me in the future?
It's a great question. It is a great question. It's a question that should be asked and an answer should come.
They should, and
because otherwise it becomes a fear. This is a fear as you go into that time in your life.
And imagine if all of these people who are providing the $16.1 billion in unpaid family care, imagine, Noah, if all of a sudden they said, I'm going to go back to work.
I'm not going to take care of my loved one.
Nah, you do it.
I mean, it's really sad to think about. Honestly, I'm just thinking about if our loved ones didn't have caregivers, I'm just thinking about, like what would happen to them?
I don't know. I've watched a lot of people in my life who, one in particular comes to mind, and she was, by the time she died, she was old. She was in her 90s, lived on her own, eventually was in a nursing home for a few years, ended up with a dementia, mainly because of age. And she had never been married, and she never had children. She had money, so she could afford some in-home care, but she was really particular. Like the kind of person that when I would go to visit, if I stepped on the carpet and left a footprint, she was kind of behind me fluffing it
She
back
would
up,
let you know.
right?
Yeah.
And my husband and I would call and check on her in snowstorms. But it was like, who was there? Fortunately, she had a woman that stepped up and cared for her until the end. But I don't know, it's rough. I mean, I look at my 3 kids and say, like, who's it going to be?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Can I appoint you now? I mean,
I remember that being asked of us too, that same point, and we never even thought it would be, what are you talking about? It just seemed like that was something so far down the road. And I'm sure they look at you and like, that's so far down the road.
and it's not.
Well, we just, we don't know how much time we have. By the time you get to be in your 60s, which is still a little bit away, they may have, look how quick they're popping out pills to lose weight. And, you don't know what they'll come up with in the next, maybe AI is going to be something that is going to continue giving you a long quality of life.
It's possible, but as someone who just had shingles, did I tell you that? I didn't get my shingles
no.
vaccination, and I got shingles. It's going away. It's almost gone. I'm not
That
contagious.
is supposed to be, we have talked about this shingles vaccine.
We have
I
talked
haven't
about
done
I
it.
even promised I was going to get it.
You did. And this is what happens. This is what happens when you don't fulfill your
no.
promise.
Is it as awful and
No.
painful as everybody says?
No, I mean, for me, since I've had breast cancer a couple times and I've been gutted like a pumpkin at Halloween, I don't have a lot of connective nerves there.
Oh.
So I can't feel my chest area. And so I couldn't feel it. My doctor was like, "Oh, look at you winning."
Winning. You know what? I'm glad that you're doing okay, Tina. I'm glad that you're feeling a lot better.
I'm
for
too,
sure.
but
literally
get
looked
your
at you and said,
shingles.
winning.
Get your shingles vaccination, Terry.
Oh, man.
I don't have to right now. All right. I know
Okay.
we've got to take a break. Noah, if people want to learn more about the show or give us topics or people to talk with, where can they do that?
They can look us up at joycehouse.org to help through the journey of caregiving. And we would like to thank Cardon & Associates, with 20 communities owned, operated, or managed in the Midwest and more than 40 years of senior living experience. Cardon & Associates provides residents with the best senior living options and personalized service. Until next time, take good care of each other.